Real life has been kicking my ass this week. I've missed like everything in Planetside. I know, but I missed like everything in Planetside.
I need to hop back on Planetside. It's been like 2 weeks since I played.
I think I got on earlier this week, but I didn't stay on long because I was like so tired. I was like, I'm not doing this shit right now. But yes, I did finally get a car. It is a Chevy Malibu 2009 Chevy Malibu. It was such a pretty car too, except I have to take it back because the steering wheel, when you turn, it'll like, even if you're just going straight, every once in a while it'll jerk, like it'll jerk left or right. And what I'm worried about is I have to go on highways and shit to get to work, so I'm going 55 miles an hour, and I'm like, I do not need this car getting super sensitive and then jerking.
Yeah, that doesn't sound safe at all.
I know.
Do you have lemon laws?
I have to check, but they already offered to look at the steering wheel for free, so I just have to get it down there during the week.
Well, make sure that you take down everything, because if it happens 2 more times, then your car's a lemon and you get a whole new car.
What do you mean, like if it jerks like multiple times? Because it jerks multiple times. It jerked yesterday when.
Okay, so
what? Go on.
How a lemon law works? So you have a problem with your car.
Mm-hmm.
You take the car in,
Mm-hmm.
and they fix it. If that problem 2 more times, so if it jerks again and you bring it back in and they say they fix it, and then you take it back out and it jerks again and you bring it back in, on your 3rd time your car is a lemon and you get a whole new car. But the problem is people like to fight that.
Well,
really
here's
hard.
the
You have to
thing.
keep very good records.
Well, yeah, I'm keeping everything, but the problem is that lot sells cars as is. Now, that's the only thing I can think that would be a problem with that, is that they do sell it as is. And there is no guaranteed warranty on it.
Warranty doesn't matter. It's lemon laws are completely separate from warranty. Now you have to check to make sure that you actually have lemon laws, because some places don't.
Let me see. I'm pretty sure Florida does.
Oh yeah, if you're in Florida, then you got one. Because I'm in Florida.
Okay, great. Then I'm gonna go take it in there, and then I have to figure out a time to like take it down there. Because like here's the problem: is they're like, oh, our mechanics are only there during the week, and I'm like, oh, you mean the same part of the week that I have to work, and you know I have to work? Yeah.
So yeah, when you take it in, just make sure that you document everything, what time you took it in, who you spoke to, get a copy of everything that they make. Just keep it in a folder.
Yeah, what I'm probably gonna do is I will see if my manager will let me take a day off. Like I'm under a contract, so I really don't want to be taking days off. But I think this is kind of like one of those things that we're just gonna have to suck it up and take it. Because, like, I mean, if I can't get to work, then I can't, work.
Also dying on the highways.
Well, I'm trying not to die on the highway. What I'm doing right now is I mapped it out so that I can avoid, like, some of the rougher areas. It's going to be longer to get there and get home, but it's better than, like, driving on a highway and then worrying about the car jerking.
I was going to say, are there good parts of 75?
There's good parts of what?
Of 75, I-75, which is the interstate in Florida.
Oh, no. I'm in Jacksonville, so I'm talking about, like, going over the freaking or the Hart Bridge and shit like that.
Oh.
God.
I've been through that when I was on my way to Niceville.
It kind of sucks. But yeah. I'm gonna have to figure this out and figure it out fast. Like, here's the, like, that's the thing I hate about it. And, like, there's another thing. They didn't change the battery or put gas in the car before I drove it off the lot. Now, that's, like, the battery, like, they already knew there was something wrong with the battery because they had to freaking jump start it. And they were just like, oh, it's just because it's been cold. No, I had to go and get the battery replaced today because the battery was shot, and they knew it was shot. And the Bluetooth doesn't work in that damn thing. That also pisses me off.
I don't know about cars or anything like houses. All of that has to be disclosed beforehand, so you might be able to get your money for your battery back. But I don't know. I'd have to look it up
Well,
when I'm not studying for the bar.
well, the guy that we went down to O'Reilly's, and the guy that changed the battery for me was like, go take the receipt and take it back to them, and they'll give you your money back. And he's like, and my grandfather was there with me, and he's like, yeah, and if they don't, just bring him down to come meet this big guy. Because the guy who changed my battery was huge, like the kind of guy that you don't want to fuck with.
Right.
But, you know.
But yeah, that needs to be disclosed, so you could take it back and they'll probably pay for it, probably more than likely.
Well, I want them to pay for it because my grandfather paid for the battery, and I'm gonna pay him back for the battery. Aside from that, I need to do something about the fucking car jerking. Because that is what scares me most right now. Is, like, when I drove it, I didn't really notice it jerking. Like, I felt it a little bit, but I thought it was just me doing it. But then my grandfather was driving it, and what he does is he drives, like, with his wrist. And you could actually, like, I was sitting there watching him as the car was jerking. I was like, are you trying to see if it turns on a dime? He's like, no, the car is jerking. And I was like, what? So if I can't get it back down to the dealership to have them look at it, I'm probably going to take it down to our family mechanic and have him look at it. At least he's there on a Saturday. I think that's the reason why they told me the mechanics aren't there on the weekend. Because they know I'm working during the week and I can't take off of work to come do it.
Still, car victory achieved.
Yeah, this car has been achieved. And you know what's great? Is my former coworker went with me to go get the car and look at the car, and he's actually kind of pissed off that he didn't drive the car, because as soon as he said if he knew that it was jerking like that, then he would have immediately, like, stopped the test drive and told them to find another fucking car. But he went in there and he told them, we're getting a car off this lot today for $500, and we're driving off for just $500. And they put us in that freaking car for $500. We drove off the lot for $500. And what was funny about it was I looked at the paperwork afterwards, and that car actually required more money down than $500. But there was a nice Honda Civic up there that I wanted. That was it was a 2010 Honda Civic, but they wanted $1,600 down on it. So. And then I think
Can't help you there.
The car payments are only like $206 a month, I think. And then the insurance is going to be like $268 a month.
Holy shit, that's high.
Well, it's fine. I pay less in insurance than the car payments than my brother does, so I think the thing that was biting my head off with that is they actually got me a lot of discounts with it too, but I think what was kicking my ass with it is I haven't had insurance in so long. because I haven't been driving in a really long time.
They want to know why.
They want to know why I haven't been driving because I haven't had a fucking car.
Yes, they're gonna be like, well, why hasn't? I'm just saying, from an underwriter perspective, they're like, hasn't had a long time, hasn't had a car in a long time. Why? The first thing.
Because I worked at Walmart and could not afford one. Like, my first car was it wasn't even in my name. My brother's friend was selling a car, so I bought it off of him, but, like, my grandfather put it in his name because I didn't have my license yet, and I was driving that. It's so fun. But I have not had insurance in forever. Why haven't you had insurance? Well, because there was no car. Why haven't you had a car? Do you know how hard it is to buy a car? You know what's funny is that there's a sticker on the front of that car, like in the windshield, that says that the car went through like a full inspection before it was driven off the lot and guaranteed to be in good condition. They didn't check the fucking steering wheel, and I know they drove it too. I think you're silently judging me, and I have a problem with it.
What? I was taking a drink.
You're judging. It's okay. But yeah, they said I went through a full inspection, and I know for a fact it didn't. Because they would have realized the steering wheel was jerking. Also, we think it might be because the steering wheel is possibly loose and it needs to be tightened because you know how in most of the newer cars, like every newer car, they if you use the turn signal, it'll click off after you make the turn. Like automatically, you don't even have to think about it. This one will not. Like you make the turn, but then it's still just. So.
That was legitimately accurate.
You have to like reach over and unclick it. I noticed that because my grandfather was driving it and it just kept clicking and clicking, and I'm like, Papa, the turn signal's still on. Papa, the turn signal's still on.
Our work van is like that, but it's not. Sixman, did you get everything you needed for your level up finished, or?
Yeah, I should be set.
Okay, cool beans.
Not a caster, so not a lot for me to do.
Yeah, that's like that. This was Nala.
You don't think it could be power steering making it jerk, do you?
Huh?
If it isn't about the law, I am lost.
Oh. Hang on, there's a YouTube video on it. YouTube, answer my questions.
Hey guys,
She's
User
going,
joined your channel.
she's going to solve this problem.
This looks just like my car. Now, how do you fix the problem? Damn it!
There's that dirty scorp.
That might also explain why the steering wheel is never, like, you know how steering wheels will not, like, go back to normal position? This one is not. That's probably why. And that guy's radio is all sorts of fucked up.
Oh, you're right. I'll cast Sanctuary.
I don't
That's
see
a
how that
dumb
helps.
spell.
Nope, actually, it's a
it's
really
actually
good
not
one.
Bad.
No. See, what you got to do is you got to cast Mending.
There you go.
Yeah, no, Sanctuary is good now because of the help action. So you're just like, you have a super healy cleric, like a cleric of life, who casts Sanctuary on himself or has somebody else cast Sanctuary on him, and then he just kind of walks around and heals people and uses help actions. He doesn't have to hurt a single person and just is
That's
really annoying to
dumb.
hit. Hey man, not everybody has to be a murder machine.
I mean, that's why adventures are called murder hobos, Grant. Come on.
That's why bad adventurers are murder hobos.
Every adventuring group I've had are a bunch of murder hobos.
I'm
Even
sorry.
yours.
Why are you guys talking about murder hobos?
We've only gotten into combat one time. I don't think any of us count as murder hobos.
No,
we
I
were
meant
attacked
every
first.
I meant every game I've run. You guys are just a bunch of murder hobos. No respect for like the goblin tribe that's been living there for probably hundreds of years, just doing their thing, hunting pigs or whatever, and you just come in and you murder their entire town, every man, woman, and child.
I'm sorry, we were shot at first, thank you very much. We haven't walked into their town.
Maybe
and
that
murdered
was
every
their
single one of them.
welcome custom, Grant. Did you ever
Just
think of that?
shoot arrows at people?
Those are the welcoming arrows. They have little eyes attached to them that say hello.
Great.
Well, it's true. We didn't investigate any of the arrows. But, I doubt they want to kill people in order to bring them back to their village.
Yeah, you just gotta make sure you hit with the hello arrow. That way you know they got it.
Oh crap. Okay. Sorry, everybody. I'm a little disorganized tonight.
It's okay. It sounds like our main quest is to help Yuna fix her car.
Yep.
Oh, what's wrong with the car?
Power steering is fucked up in that Malibu, so the wheel will jerk on its own.
Oh, that's
But they said they would fix it for me. I just have to get it in this week. Or I can check and see if there's a recall on it and bitch them out for not fixing it in the first fucking place. I'm gonna go and look for a recall and bitch the fuck out. Go on.
Nice. That's pretty good. Ish. Okay, so.
I
I'm
didn't
just
want
looking
a
through
fucking
my notes to
Malibu
make
anyway.
Sure. Well, why'd you buy one? Or sorry, you didn't buy one. That's right, you stole it from your neighbor. I keep forgetting.
I wanted the Honda, but they wanted $1,600 down for it. Oh god.
On the upside, the neighbors might be grateful for you stealing their lemon.
I'm gonna run you over with this lemon if the power steering doesn't fuck up first.
So at some point,
you gotta drive it to Texas first.
So at some point we might have a surprise intermission. Okay, I'm just letting everybody know right now because there's something I need to get done before the end of tonight, and it might take me like 15 minutes to do it because I gotta print something very important. But other than that, we're just gonna go and see what happens from there. Oh, yeah, okay. I'm just gonna get my recording stuff going here now after I text my wife. Probably important I do that. Okay, she wasn't talking about that yet. So, is everybody excited?
Oh, definitely.
Does anybody
yeah.
want to go into a backstory? Do you guys remember where we left off?
I
Okay.
remember that. Remember?
I remember.
Oh yeah, I remember.
All right, so what guys
Remember when blacks
did
and whites was segregated?
last session is you guys
User joined your
got
channel.
to Mithril Hull after dealing with a gnome before that, but we're not going to talk about that because that was way too off the side of things. But you guys got to, sorry, not Mithril Hall, you got to Settlestone because Mithril Hall, based on what the gnome told you and based on what you've heard in Settlestone, is closed to everybody currently. Okay, so that means ain't nobody getting in there for the current moment without any kind of authorization or without sneaking in, of course. So
Wait,
nobody.
Settlestone was?
No,
the one that got
Mithril
closed
Hall.
off?
No,
Okay.
you guys
Mithril
were in
Hall,
Settlestone. Yeah. Anyways, so you guys did different things in Settlestone, but eventually you guys took it upon yourselves to take on a mission with a dwarf named Baron Battlehammer. Baron has a convoy or caravan, sorry, that he's taking from point A to point B, and that's when you guys got attacked by, you guessed it, orcs. Or not orcs, goblins. Man, why do I mess that up? Doesn't matter. So you got attacked by these goblins all along the road, as was kind of planned by Baron in a way, because he knew it was going to happen, because it's been happening in the past and happened to him before. And you guys repelled them. You took 2 prisoners. They are both unconscious currently. And there's still the dead body and the 2 dead horses on the road with that cart that's on the road as well. Now, I accidentally deleted that map, so you're going to have to use your imagination.
You break everything, I swear.
Sorry. So, is Zuki here now?
Yes, I am.
Perfect. Good timing. Oh, that's where you guys are at. You guys got these goblins. You're now deciding what to do. So, let's start with Bayern. He is really angry at the fact that he got attacked again. And he is pressing you guys, essentially, to help him try and make sure that this does not happen again, that we need to find where they are, that we need to kill them. And that's where your opening is.
So the real murder hobo was NPC all along.
Have you thought about paying these goblins to protect the road instead of attack carts?
Goblins helping people? I don't think so. That's
That
like
all
trying to get a bunch of mice to work together.
Thing as well.
And then
We probably have to find them.
Baron says to Jack, "Are the rest of your party idiots or what?" Not knowing the rest of you guys can.
This Jack person is.
Sorry, the Baron says to Vonnegut in Dwarvish, not knowing that anybody else understands Dwarvish, and says, "Is the rest of your party idiots or what?"
I'm not sure. It's still up for debate.
Now, do you respond in Dwarvish, or are you responding in...
Of course I responded in
Okay,
Dwarvish.
perfect.
I have to work with these people. I mean, one of them's an elf.
Now, I know you guys, it's not part of your contract that you help me destroy this nest or this wherever these goblins are, but I need help taking them out, and this will eliminate the problem once and for all.
I'm going to tell him in Dwarvish, Master Dwarf, it seems you require medical attention. Mayhap this idiot can provide it to you.
The dwarf just looks at you, almost pissed off at the fact that you know their language, and says, "Fine!" He's a little mad still, so...
And I'll tell him in Dwarvish, "Fine, this idiot will go wake up our prisoners and see where they came from."
Now he kind of gives off this really loud sigh that he's realized that he's kind of the idiot, or even calling you guys idiots, but is still kind of too proud to admit that he's the idiot.
I will tell him in Dwarvish. I'm pretty sure everyone in this party can speak Dwarvish. Just saying.
And then he looks at you, and with fire in his eyes, responds in Dwarvish, "You elf have no right to talk our sacred language."
Get used to it.
And he just kind of storms
Maybe
off
if
to
you
the...
talked it without the accent, it wouldn't be as bad.
Okay, so the road is still... Sorry, if you want to respond, that's fine. I'm just going to set some things up so that way you guys understand. Road's kind of a mess still. In order to pass by with the horses, you're going to have, or the ponies, you're going to have to clear the road. If you want to try and find a way around it, you can. That's fine. If you're wanting to be lazy, it's just going to make it more difficult to move. But, I mean, you can still do it. So just go from here. So that way you guys have an idea of what's happening.
Are we down a pony, by the way? Because one of them got shouldered pretty hard.
One of them's limping a bit, but not so much that it's a detriment.
Nala, you want to help me move this cart out of the way?
Can I try and calm down the dwarf and the human?
You can attempt
Can I
to.
just sit on the dwarf?
Master
my
Dwarf, Master Human, we must get along. Please calm your aggressions.
Oh, I wasn't being mean to him. Just using his own words against him. I was completely calm. Now I'm trying to actually treat his wounds with my medicine kit. Don't know how well that's going, but I'm trying.
Yeah, actually, can you do a, what is that called? What check is that?
Medicine?
Is it medicine for real? No,
It
healing,
should
is
be.
it? Yeah, it's medicine, sorry, I thought it was healing for some reason. And how many ponies there were. Let's just do that. Perfect.
No, I'm gonna pull Nala away from the dwarf and have her help me move the cart that's on the road.
Okay. Is Nala gonna do that willingly, or
But I want to sit on the dwarf.
why would you sit on the dwarf?
Calm him down.
He's not gonna get calm with you sitting on him.
Yes, I will help you move the cart.
Okay, so you both do a strength check for you.
Seriously?
Yes. I need to get myself back into the swing of things, so we're gonna be doing that. That's fine. So the both of you lifted the cart and move it off further to the side of the road. It's a little heavy because there's a bunch of barrels in the back. You're not sure what could be in them, but that's what you do.
Can we open them?
You can, if you so desire. If you got a crowbar, it'll be easier. If you don't, you're going to do another strength check.
Actually, let me check what's all in my pack. I'm not sure if I do have one or not.
Also, whoever did that medicine check, you were going to say you succeed even though you're a little rusty in the way of medicine, and you're not exactly sure if you're doing it properly for a dwarf, but seems to be recovering a little better.
Yep. Applying bandages is hard.
Right?
Oh, no, I don't have a crowbar. That was in the adventurer's pack.
Cool. Well, if you're going to try and see what's inside, you're going to have to open it up.
Alright, here comes another strength check.
Okay, so you go up to the closest bowl, and you just pop it open like if it was a can of tuna that was already cracked, basically. And you look inside, and in there is just a bunch of more minerals in the way of iron and gold in this case as well.
Ooh, can I take these minerals?
You can, but they're in the form of unpurified or unrefined minerals right now.
What? You keep saying minerals. What do you mean minerals?
Sorry. I guess it is more like metals, right?
Do you mean like ore?
Yeah, sorry, yeah.
Okay, so they're unprocessed chunks of ore.
Yes. You got it.
I'll definitely take the gold ore. What was that?
That was a dwarf behind you.
Oh, come on, that's only in Lord of the Rings. Go away.
Nope. You're not gonna be taking that gold.
Who's trying to take what now?
I didn't say that.
Oh, okay, good. That's important that you let me know that you're not saying that.
I was gonna say, like, you could always ask the owner of these carts what's in it, but no, we're gonna break it open.
I already broke the one open.
The Baron is kind of distracted, looking around, making sure the ponies are okay.
Why don't you just put that lid back on the barrel now?
Yes, I shall put the lid back on the barrel.
And you do.
Still laying in the highway?
Yeah, there's still the body and the two bodies of the dead horses along the road too.
Do anybody have a shovel?
Can I take some of the horse meat? If it's still good.
I mean, it's been there a while, but you can if you want.
Oh, no, not if it's been there a while.
Do you want to check and see if there's any poison in the meat?
August has a shovel.
I mean, it hasn't been like less than a day, if that's what you're thinking.
I don't know what they use to kill these horses.
Oh no, that's fine. Are you actually gonna eat meat too?
Nope.
Has anybody
Not
checked
that
out
meat.
Nobody.
I'm going to the body now, so.
Okay, Bash.
I'll drag him off the road. August, hand me your shovel and I'll get this man a proper burial.
I'd go over and help Bastion. Bart helps him, and also I'd like to have a look through his pockets. Through the
Okay.
his pockets.
Well, as you guys are dragging him over the road, and Baron overhears you guys saying you're going to bury him, he looks at Bastion, or gets his kind of attention by looking at him, and gives him a nod, and then turns back to the ponies. And you're going to look through his stuff? Is that what you're going to do?
Just check his pockets while we're carrying him over.
Okay. Well, his pockets are clean. I mean, the goblins would have definitely made sure any kind of valuable stuff would be gone off of the body. The only thing that's left is the clothes, so that way, they could make it look as if they didn't ravage him.
Alright, so I say to Bastion, I wonder who this man was.
Well, whoever he was, his tail ends here. The only thing we can do for him is to make sure he goes out properly.
Aye, that was Chuck. He was some hand I found back in Settlestone. He'd been traveling from Mirabar. That's all I know about him. I didn't know any more.
Did you send him ahead?
No, he was one of the lucky few that got through with the last run. And he was, as far as I know, at Winter's Edge. He did not want to return to Settlestone with me, stating he was going to try and find more work there.
Well, after I finish treating the dwarf, because he stopped walking around, so I guess I'm finished with him.
Yep.
I'm actually going to take a look at the cart. Does it look irreparably damaged?
It's definitely going to take a while to fix it. One of the wheels is completely off, and the portion that connects the horses to the actual cart seems to be cracked, including the what's it called? Not the I guess it'd be considered the drive shaft seems to be cracked as well. Not to the point where it's snapped, to the point where you need to actually make sure it's properly resecured and adhesively together enough for you guys to actually travel with it.
I'm just going to look it over and rub my chin a bit and say, it's unfortunate that this cart is in such bad shape. One of our stronger companions could have carried the load of one of the ponies, and one of the ponies could have pulled this cart, and then there would be no loss of goods. It's unfortunate. It means it's lost.
Baron turns to you and says, don't worry about that. Once we clear this infestation, I'll return with another party from Settlestone, and I'll bring more ponies. I didn't realize this would still be here, and I'll clean it up later.
Have the goblins woken up yet?
I mean, you guys knocked them start thinking good, so you're gonna probably want to try and revive them. So, does anybody have a healer's kit? Any chance?
I have one of those.
Perfect.
Tie them up nice and good before you do.
So, in your healer's kit, whether it's in there or not, we're gonna say you have smelling salts, and that will definitely wake him up.
Well, I mean, do people want them woken up right now? Because we're kind of we all kind of want to be at the same place before we wake them up. Figure out what we're gonna do.
Where did you guys put these? Because last time I remember they were at the column with Dookie kind of holding on to them, but Dookie seems to have walked away from them.
Well, that's because I was asking how to move the cart.
Tie them up really good.
I know, they were still on cold when I left them back there.
Doesn't matter. Tie them up to something they can't get away.
Yes, there's 2 captured goblins conscious in the back.
Well, we should finish up with the body, lay this poor man to rest, and then we can interrogate the goblins. Maybe split them up.
So as Bastion is finishing up burying or covering the grave, the shallow grave that you guys managed to make, you decide from there whether you want to sort of funeral or if you want to just move on.
I'll get some wood from the trees near us, and I'll put a little cross there, and I'll say, "Here lies Chuck."
That's it.
Chuck a dwarf?
No, he was just a human.
Oh, okay. Never mind then.
Here lies Chuck. His rig got stuck, and then he died in the muck. Oh yeah.
Nice.
Oh god.
That's awesome. Let me see something.
The bard can totally steal that if he wants.
Patent
Just
pending.
ask Mike over here.
I got a book of dirty limericks coming in on Tuesday. That's gonna be great.
Oh God.
Okay. Bastion, for your respect to the body there, and your, act of kindness, give yourself an inspiration point for me.
Oh.
Okay. Keep going. You guys are in charge of the story here.
All right. Well, we should get these goblins woken up and figure out where they came from.
Are they tied up? Are their hands restricted?
I've got some rope.
Since I'm a sailor, I probably know some good knots. I'll take the rope and tie the one goblin his hands up.
I was going to say, depending on what you did when you were a sailor, you probably have done this before.
Rip.
No, he would know, regardless of whether he was that kind of sailor or not.
What are you talking about? You gotta throw people in the brig and tie them up. What's wrong with you?
The things you can learn about a person over a drink.
So,
Yeah.
you guys are, some time checking stuff over, I'm guessing.
Well, I want to leave at
At this
6:30,
point,
so I guess at
we're
like
going to say an
5:45 I can.
hour-ish has passed, because you guys are, looking around.
Bye.
You had buried Buddy. You're looking at the cart, and Baron's finally checked over all the ponies. And Baron is now pressing you guys to move on.
He's pressing us to move on
So-
before we interrogate the goblins.
You gotta remember, he's kind of in a bit of a rage himself. He's not making complete sense. So that's what I'm saying is, you guys are in charge here. What do you want to do?
I think it would be better if we interrogate the goblins now, otherwise they're just going to keep coming back.
Yeah, definitely.
We do know which way the archers ran. Some of them ran northeast, right?
That is correct.
So we can go chasing off northeast, or we can ask these goblins and see what they know. I say we wake this goblin up and ask.
I
Alright,
second
well,
that.
if that's what we're gonna do.
Okay.
Reach into my healer's pack, pop out some smelling salts, wake them up, or attempt to.
Hearing that, Gino, I'm gonna say a quick prayer to Torm and figure out if I'm going crazy or not.
Okay.
Because he's about to interrogate goblins.
No, there's something else. I might be losing my mind.
I also speak goblin.
Gonna kind of, work at him, snap my fingers, say, come now, we don't have all day. Thank you very much, because I can't actually snap my fingers.
I
Anything.
take the lute out and I make a really loud whang on the lute.
Oh no, he's using the brown note.
Can we smack them with something? Oh.
Gino.
Yep, sorry. You woke him up, right?
Yep, that's
Yes.
what we're doing.
You will? Okay, good. Okay.
We're about to
Sorry.
start draping them in the horse innards.
No, sorry. I did do this one thing here a little bit. Okay, so you wake them both up, and both goblins wake up. This, and they start talking in their goblin tongue, of which you understand, Kaelin, or Kaelin,
Kaelin,
sorry,
yes.
as being what? What's happening?
We woke you up because we want to ask you a couple of questions. I would say in Goblinese. Goblin.
The one turns to
Goblin.
the other and says, "The she-elf is talking to us."
I also understand what you're saying. So...
Well, we not stupid, talking goblin. They're saying this in goblin. They're not talking in common at all.
Okay.
What you want with us?
I would respond to them in Goblin. We want to know where you came from.
Just cut out.
We want to know where you came from.
Well, I came from my mother. The other one starts laughing a bit.
I'll pick up a stick and slap them lightly on the head.
And in response, you just hear him. Of which Kaelin understands as being, essentially swearing in their own tongue.
How about this? You tell us where you came from, and my friend there doesn't keep beating the shit out of you with a stick. And Goblin.
They look at each other. They look at each other, and the one sighs, and he says, "What about the rest of us?"
The rest of you?
Well, there's of us. We live around here.
Why are you attacking the road?
What do you mean? We want stuff. We like stuff. People have stuff. They come by here, so we kill them for stuff.
But why? Just because you want stuff?
Well, why do you like stuff?
I like nature, so I've never really needed materialistic things.
Well, we like gold and shiny things and stuff that we can use, like weapons and a lot of other things.
Have you ever...
The
Have...
other one kind of hits his head on the shoulder of the other one and says, "Shut up!"
Have you ever thought about, working for your stuff?
The one kind of has a little twinkle in his eye as he thinks about the possibilities, and the other one says, "No, we will never."
Well,
Work for no she-elf.
I never said you had to work for me, but I do know that there are often a lot of merchants who need bodyguards. And I mean, if you do it, then, you would get paid. And if you don't, then adventurers like us might come along and have to kill you all for attacking the merchants.
$20 can buy lots of peanuts. How?
So
Money
the
can be
one's
exchanged for goods and services.
the one's not totally convinced. He doesn't
Witchcraft.
trust you, but he seems to be sort of intrigued at the idea. And the other one, looking at the interaction, notices this, and I'm guessing they're sitting beside each other, right? He shoves himself over, puts his teeth into the other one's arm, and starts biting him, and going.
Okay.
No, that's just disgusting.
And the other one says, stop! Time, stop!
This
I
is more
stand
of a-
up and
yeah.
I wipe the sweat off of my brow, Kaylin, are they giving you any useful information as to where they come from yet?
Shh. Shut.
The one is gnawing on the other one. Casually, so what's happening?
Hit him with the stick. Keep him from gnawing the other one. Don't gnaw on him.
So I'm going to take out my warhammer and start walking over towards them.
So the one is too busy. The other one's... Well, actually, they're both too busy. I mean, the one's literally gnawing on the other one. He's screaming for the guy to stop.
Okay, so the one that's gnawing on the other one, can I cast sleep on him?
Yeah, sure. Go for it.
I'm gonna try and cast sleep.
I mean, it shouldn't be hard. It does mean I gotta do a roll, right? So...
Actually, sleep is just hit points.
Oh, yeah. That's right. Where's the... There it is. So that's 8, right? Where's that 18? What?
What level did you cast it at?
Yeah.
But that means we'd have to talk to an elf. Who wants to do that?
Well, then your ass can just stay out of the loop.
Hits, does it?
Well, hold on, let me pull up sleep.
Because right now... Yeah. I'm not very familiar with the spells still, so hold on. Sleep. Sleep.
Alright, so you roll 5d8, total hit if the creature has less than the amount rolled, they go to sleep.
So the amount rolled was 8 or 18?
18.
Okay, then he just passes out, gnawing on the guy's arm. Just kind of drooling on him now. The guy's arm is bleeding at this point.
And I shout at the one that was getting gnawed on. Tell us where your friends are. Tell us how to get to your house, your home.
Okay. What I want is I want Caitlin to try and do a what is that called? Persuasion. I just want to see how easy is this going to be.
Hang on, my game just, like, I flipped screens, I don't know why.
Okay.
I'm coming back in. Give me a second. And...
Because the goblin's intrigued, just so distrustful, or, distrusting of the idea, especially with you guys,
yeah, yelling at him, and... God, you guys don't make things easy. Now, how do I roll persuasion?
It's in the skills.
Honestly, I was gonna come over and hit one with a warhammer, so...
That would have been intimidation at that point.
You said skills?
Yep.
Yeah, just click on
Correct.
persuasion.
If you're going to try and do it nicely, do persuasion. If you're going to try and do it forcefully, do interrogation.
Or if you're trying, it's where it gets fun and interpretive is if you're trying to do a really nasty threat nicely.
Yeah.
Which I was planning on doing. That's okay.
Is that on the character sheet?
Yeah, so you go to your character sheet, right? And then you're going to click on core. And then it should be right next to the ability checks underneath saving throws. Where it says acrobatics, animal handling, arcana, athletics, deception, insight, history.
Oh, you guys don't want me doing this. My persuasion's like negative.
I want to see. That's fun. Try it. You never know.
Nope.
Nope.
So you try and obviously persuade him nicely, and he's... You can tell he kind of wants to still, but he just doesn't believe that you're going to let him live after he tells you what you want to know. But he's totally willing to do it. So
Look.
do you want to try and get help, or do you want to try and keep going yourself here?
I'm gonna keep going myself because he's approaching with a warhammer, and that is not helping the situation. No warhammer.
There's more than
Don't.
one way to
Yeah.
skin a cat.
Yeah, you
No.
can
You
hit it
don't
with
have
a
to do it
warhammer.
nicely.
No. No. No.
So
You're gonna
if
scare
you're
him.
going to- if you're going to do it, you're going to come up and you're going to do an intimidation check.
Don't you dare.
If you're going to back away from it, then
I don't really know what's going on right now. One of them fell asleep, and everyone's kind of clucking around like chickens. So I'm standing back for a minute.
okay. And the one is basically saying, "Oh God, oh, my arm hurts."
We can get that bandaged for you.
You will?
Yeah, we'll get that bandaged for you, and I can't say for sure what'll happen to your friend. We can't exactly have him trying to chew on anybody, but if you're really interested in becoming a bodyguard, I'm sure we can find a place that's willing to take you.
No place wants Glenn. No people.
Common or in Goblin, by the way?
No, he's still talking to Goblin. He does not care to talk in Common whatsoever.
Well, you
So we name him Tim.
could... You could travel with
Bring
us
him with
until we
us.
find you a place.
The Goblin, he looks at you, and again, you can tell he really wants to believe you. But, you know, the fact that you're a dwarf or an elf, and the fact that you literally have a party around with weapons and stuff like that, he looks very hesitant, and he says, I don't know.
Okay, how about this? I will give you some money, and when we get to the next town, we'll go to the armorer, get you a small weapon and some armor, and that way you feel a little bit safer.
My God, Elf, how much longer is this gonna take?
I'm gonna hit you with the sharpest rock I can find. I swear to God.
Just remember who healed you, saved your life.
I will still find that rock. Hush.
Just hurry it up. It's gonna get dark before we actually do anything.
The Goblin says to you, no, there's no town that will let Goblin in, and if I help you, my Goblin people will kill me. So what's in it for me?
I'm gonna just walk forward and be like, look, this is a simple transaction. I'm going to tell you the truth, and you're going to have to listen well. You've attacked merchant caravans. They're angry. Why do you think we're here? And because we're here, and if you keep attacking merchant caravans, we're going to keep coming. And eventually, one of our groups is going to find you. And unfortunately, they're probably going to take you, they're going to kill all of you. So this is your opportunity to get out. You can leave now, and we'll pretend we never saw you. You can go and join a goblin tribe, or become whatever you want, anything of your choosing. But you will be away from here, and bother no one. Or you can stay here. You'll be found eventually. It'll only be a matter of time, and you'll be wiped out with the rest of the goblins here. If I were you, I would take the way out now. But that's just me.
So he looks at you, looks at the elf to you, looks at the elf, and says to the elf, does he speak truth?
Well,
Persuasion or intimidate on that. I really want to emphasize it.
No, yeah, do whichever one you think you're trying to intimidate the most as a roll. Okay, so you're so you're very persuasive. That's why he's just making sure essentially to the elf because he wants to hear it in Goblin, and she's the one that's been talking the whole time, promising the moon.
promising.
But he definitely believes you.
People will keep coming, and there might not be another person that speaks Goblin that can get you out. And like I said, you saw what happened.
Okay. I will tell you but you must let me go right after, and I will leave forever.
You have my word.
Okay. There's an old fort down the road a ways that nobody used anymore. It's a more like outpost. The humans used to have it, but then they let go of it, and we kind of just took it, and we've been living there for months now, having a grand old time. And see, again, it's just down the road. You'll see it pretty quickly.
Okay. You're free to go. We'll find the goblins, but I suggest you don't return to that fort.
So the goblin holds up his arms, as they are tied, if I believe, and says, "Cut them and I go.
I
You can do
will.
whatever you want with Torque."
I will go ahead and cut the rope.
Don't cut my rope. It's the only rope I got.
Well, you can go buy another one.
You cut the rope, and he like books it, heading straight north, and disappears into the brush.
You didn't have to scare the shit out of him, you know.
Scare him? I simply told him the truth. It's what would
What
happen.
are you whining about now, Elf? We get the information or not?
There is an old fort
Just-
up the
just a
road.
goblin.
There is a lot of goblins in this old fort.
So at this point, the other goblin is waking up, kind of groggily. He's like, what? What happened to Tolo? Where's Tolo?
I let your friend go. He gave us what we needed to know. Now I will give you the same option. You can leave this place and never go back, or never come back. We know where your fort is. Or if you choose to go to the fort, we'll just kill you with the other goblins.
Ha! You try. I'd like to see you try. Yeah, sure, you let me go. I tell goblins, and then they get ready for you.
Kill the goblin.
Battle axe.
And he just bares his teeth. And who's gonna do it? Well, I guess Jack would be the closest. So Jack
Be
is
the
gonna have to.
happiest one to do it, probably.
I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do
Okay.
it under her orders.
Who's going to kill him? You just said kill him. The goblin's like basically snapping his thin stuff. He's obviously not
That's what
interested.
goblins do.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's true.
If we let this goblin live, he's
Yeah.
going to go to the fort and tell the
Dookie
other
comes.
goblins.
Dookie comes running up and just smacks him right in the head with his axe. And it just cracks open. And his axe is just a little stuck, but he doesn't have trouble getting it out. And the blood just splatters.
So is that good for 50 XP?
No. You already got all your XP before. Go!
But I killed a goblin. That's 50 XP, ain't it?
So Baron kind of comes up and says, "Are we ready yet, or what?"
I believe so. We know where the goblins are. Head there, take them out. That way they won't mess with the road anymore.
Good. All right. When we get a little closer, you're gonna have to let me know just how close it is, and then we're gonna have to tie the ponies up somewhere and attack this place. Can't be too hard if it's an old fort.
Do you know of any old forts around here that he could be talking about?
Yeah, but I mean,
Down the road?
nobody's used it for years, and it got run down a long time ago. There's holes in every wall, basically.
Okay, well, once we get close to that, let us know. We'll stop the horses, and you can wash them while we go in and clear things out.
Well, is it that fort? Because there's another outpost further down, almost as close to Harold's Holdfast.
Well, we can go to the rundown one you talked about first. If that's the one, then that's the one. If it's not the one, we'll know, and we can go check the other one.
All right, fine, let's go. And he just gets to the head of the column, with all the ponies, starts yanking them on forward.
I'll be right behind him.
Perfect.
I'm not the greatest in tactics, but bringing a bunch of mercantile goods to an assault?
Well,
That
we're
seems
not
highly
gonna
suspect.
bring them. We're not gonna bring them into the assault. We're tying them up before we get there.
mean, none of
know,
you-
it's something to use in case we get knocked out and captured by